To kind of go through and talk about the expectations of the Chapter 6 quiz, because I think most of them should be known. Like, this should be something we should be able to do right now, right? Fill out the 30, 60, 90 triangle. We can use our sheet that we have to sort of figure out, okay, it's a 30, 60, 90. We're starting with the 60, so then we solve the 30, and then we solve the 90, etc. So my hope is that you guys can get through problems like these. You'll notice D is interesting. It doesn't give you any angles, so I don't think that you want to use your special right triangles here. You might want to use the Pythagorean theorem, so just a hint. We have a Pythagorean triple question. Is this a Pythagorean triple? I think the idea would be that you should be able to use the Pythagorean theorem and prove that or disprove that, right? Show any calculations. So I would use the Pythagorean theorem to say if this is 1 or if it isn't. Here, like we talked about, the expectation is, hey, if we're going to do the 45-degree angle one of these, then you should probably expect to see the 30, 60, 90 on the actual test, right? So we fill in, and remember the 1 square root of 2, and then from there we do our sine, cosine, and tangent. And I'm not doing these on purpose because the key is going to be available to you, so you can kind of check the key, but I just want to talk about what you should expect to see. Next, we need to rewrite some of these as a rational exponent. And these problems can be a little bit tricky, even though we just got done doing some of these. So I'll do B just because it's a little bit trickier. And honestly, my hope is that you pause the video and try this for yourself. But I know that I'm going to have X, and I have 6 here and 9 here, right? And I have Y, and I have 3 here and 9 here. So I can simplify that, right? 6/9 is the same as 2/3, and 3/9 is the same as 1/3. So that's what that's going to look like. So again, this is kind of a tricky thing, but it really isn't that difficult. It just talks about some things that we maybe refresh this year. We should probably know a lot of these exponent stuff from junior high, so it sort of all gets put together. And then like these ones, I know over the years kids struggle with, even though we just did a worksheet from them. And I don't think most of these should be very tough. However, like we should be able to get through A. We should, and by the way, you're simplifying these things all the way down. Remember 1 over here. We should be able to simplify this and then multiply it back out. But this is the one that kids seem to have trouble with, because the idea is on this one, we're having to use our exponent rules. Remember, this is like 3 to the first power. So it's 3 to the first power equals 9 to the 4 times 1/2. When it looks like this, we can literally multiply the exponents together. 4 times 1/2 equals 4/2, which equals 2. So this is essentially 3 to the first power and 9 to the second power. And then you just multiply this whole thing out. What is 3 times 9 times 9? That's what your answer for E is going to be. And in the same example, if we look at this one, again, it looks difficult, but it's really not. It's just 8 times 1/4, and we're going to get 8/4, which is 2. So we can write this as 7 to the second power. And now, obviously, you need to keep multiplying it out and solving it, but I don't want you to forget that exponent rule that you learned in Integrated 1. Kids always struggle with these on the test. You're going to get problems that look very similar to this, and I just wanted to go over this real briefly to make sure that you don't miss these problems, because again, the expectation is that you will know how to do these things. Now, obviously, these things we talked about on the last one, so it's going to be the cube root of 64 to the second power, all of it's over 4. So hey, what's a number that multiplies by itself 3 times to give us 64? I think it's 4. 4 times 4 is 16 times 4 is 64, right? So I have 4 to the second power over 4, which is 16 over 4, which equals 4. So these problems look a lot more difficult than they are, but if we go step by step and use the rules that we've been working on and learning and remembering, right, we should be able to get through these things.